in America.
Yeah.
And we both said we've learned a lot. I've been sharing this documentary with a lot of people and saying, watch it. And they come back and they give good reviews. They like very good documentary, very detailed areas that he shared information that we thought we never knew.
Right.
And then information that he confirmed, things that we would hear through the grapevine. So I've been pulling out a little bits by bit to share on our show. One of the things I wanted to share was the whole thing about monuments, because he even visited that area where they had that bridge, the Pettus Bridge. But
Martin Luther King marched over.
Yeah, I'll read a few things. Confederate monuments started to appear in America.
Right.
And pretty much Jerry Robinson, who is the host of this, is a civil rights lawyer.
Okay.
He was really given more clarity and understanding of why these monuments and statues were put in place.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, where you live, you are excited about that person and what they've done to make things, well, hopefully go in the direction you wanted to go. I know the Civil War, the South lost, but they still had generals and people that did things that they're like, he still fought a good fight and he killed a lot of men and women, whatever.
He represented
what we felt, you know. So he was saying, because a lot of times we're quick to go tear that statue down, tear it down, and we're at a different time now. So there are people who are finding out.
I've always said I don't think you should tear them down.
It's cut and dry.
I think you need to put the real history on there, though.
I know, and this goes different ways because they talked about, like, for example, Confederate monuments started to appear in America. This is a guy named John Pelham who resigned in West Point in 1861 to join the Confederate Army because he killed a large number of American soldiers because of slavery.
Okay.
People say that George Washington owned slaves and he had a monument built.
Nobody getting rid of theirs.
Thank you. He said, but because he led the Revolutionary Army and was our founding father, which is why the monument was put together, not because he owned slaves.
Right.
A lot of them owned slaves.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, we're not tearing down our presidents' monuments because of what they did separate from slavery. The Confederate monuments were built for one reason: to honor people for what they did from 1861 to 1865, murdering American soldiers so they can keep owning enslaved people.
Right.
10 southern states in the South, and he named all the states where were basically the issues with the whole slavery thing. So he just pretty much talked about the Edmund Pettus, that's the bridge.
That's the bridge.
Now, in bridge cases, you can probably do a renaming.
Rename the bridge. They rename schools.
Yeah, they do. So he just kind of talked to the people
They actually renamed Thomas Jefferson School.
They sure did. I know.
What's
his name?
Go ahead.
The civil rights?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But quickly, the Edmund Pettus, he was a U.S. senator and a grand wizard, they think, of the KKK. 1940 bridge was built. Change the name to Freedom Bridge. That's what they're fighting to do. Let's call it Freedom Bridge instead of Edmund Pettus.
Okay.
Some people argue that this is history, and the gentleman mentioned that this is not historic. It is a symbol. Okay. And symbol is someone's ideals at that time about a response to what happened, not what actually should have happened.
So what do you think after watching this?
I think I have a mixed feelings and mixed views on monuments and bridge names and bridges and streets.
Oh, streets too.
And schools.
So what's the difference?
The Jeffrey Robinson, he was pretty much saying we got to be real careful with that when it deals with when we want to tear someone down because they own slaves. Right. Our presidents own slaves.
Yeah, you be tearing everybody
thinking,
down.
I'm not tearing down George Washington's bridge and his statue in front of the monument or whatever. There's things you can find on everybody. Right. But be real careful and tread lightly when it comes to like a Edmund Pettus thing. No, we're going to rename that. Okay. We all know now, and we all live in the area. He was because of his negative background, and he was fighting the war to try to keep enslaved people slaves.
But why can't we have, remember I told you, why can't you keep stuff and just put the real history of it? Like you have the name the Pettus Bridge and a big giant plaque that says former Grand Wizard. and blank, 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 Martin Luther King marched over this bridge, and now we know this as the Freedom Bridge. So, but smear the name more than just, I don't know. I don't feel.
I guess you,
because I feel like in the future they're gonna be taking everything down and renaming everything.
They was picking in Chicago. They have the what's the statue that they wanted?
Grant?
Columbus.
Oh, Columbus.
On Columbus. The Italians were really upset.
Yeah, they're going to be taking down Christopher Columbus and everything.
Spanish, I'm sorry, not the Italians. They were mad because a lot of them live in the city.
Christopher Columbus is Italian.
I thought he was Spanish. From Spain.
Christopher Columbus?
Yeah, I thought he was from Spain.
No, he's Italian.
He's Italian?
Yeah, come on now.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
But it was that, that's why the Italians were upset.
You making me... You making me
not
know my
history.
history.
I'm not good with history.
But you making me question my own history.
I don't even know. I thought he was from Spain, but I could be wrong.
You making me question.
But regardless,
Italian.
He's Italian?
Yeah.
Okay. People were
I'm like, I know he's Italian, but you making me question.
I knew he was, but I knew it was the Italians that were really concerned in Chicago because people are starting to say he didn't really discover America. Right. He really didn't discover America. And they're like, wait a minute, historically, he made.
Well, how you going to discover something already there?
I know,
but anyway,
I know. So if people wanted the statue removed. Yeah. The mayor at the time.
Columbus Day.
I know. The mayor at the time, she let it temporarily be moved, and then they said they was going to move it back.
So what do y'all think of?
Do with that?
What do y'all think of statues and what's she
with bad history?
You coming here?
I'm gonna close the window.
Oh, what do you think of statues and renaming statues? And what do y'all think of renaming schools and even the bridges?
Because
landmarks, and then the presidents. All the ones that honestly you gonna rename them too. So all that stuff, and then do you think that it should be torn down like what people was doing, or do you think some people say they should just be taken to a museum? Don't break them, just take them to a museum. People like me say leave them up, just put a plaque on there, or talk about them and put a plaque on there so people know the real history of that person that on that horse up there. But I don't know. Everybody has a difference of opinion. Let us know what y'all think. Maybe I'll put that in the.
That could be a question.
I could put that in the community tab.
Okay.
What do you think should happen to bridges and stuff like that? But yeah, you said this is a good documentary. Hopefully, everybody get a chance to watch it, and it's on Netflix. Who We Are. Now I thought this was funny.
I looked at it. And I was waiting for him to turn around. Did I miss it?
You missed it. Okay, so this is a dog that